Hey everybody, so this video is going to be catered more so to my black girls, black women. Black men are definitely, of course, more than welcome to come on in. I got my wheat thins. I'm gonna sit here, try not to munch on them while I talk to you, but I wanted to do a video on this because I've always wanted to touch on this subject, but I never have. And I said 2021 is what other time am I ever gonna do it? 2021, I think people should start living in their truths and should start just being, I don't know, if you're not living for yourself, then what are you doing? You can't live for anybody else ever. So this video is going to be on divestment. I believe that is the word. In divestment, the actual definition of divestment is when you do something to improve your status, or of course, sorry, that's not like, if you Google it, it's not going to say that. It's going to say something a lot more technical. But on the YouTube streets or in the swirling community, divestment is a term used when supposedly black women decide to date outside their race and to look for a man outside of their race who can help improve their status, or not even improve their status, they just date outside of their race because they feel like their situation is going to be better by dating a white man. Now, before I get into this subject, I just want to say that I am definitely not one of those girls or one of those channels who bash black men. I will never bash black men. I have 3 black male nephews, amazing black uncles. My father is black, amazing black male cousins. So I don't have that energy to bash a black man. So if you are here to hear about divestment, but you want to bash black men at the same time, it's probably not the channel for you. I have had my own reasons or situations, which I'll probably do in another video, of why I've only had 2 serious relationships. The first one was 5 years, and the second one has been about 10 years. And in between those 2 relationships, I was single for about a year. Both were with white men. I've never had a black boyfriend ever in my entire life. Now, during the time that I was single, I did have dates or phone conversations with black men, and it actually wasn't until I got older, like now, that I have every single race coming up to me: white, black, Hispanic, Asian. Like, there's not a race of man that I haven't had a chance to date if I wanted to. For a long time, only white guys were coming up to me, which was really weird. It's like, am I giving off that vibe? And some of you, I know there's going to be a lot of positives when I talk about this, and there's going to be a lot of hate as well. It's like, no matter what you say, there's going to be hate. All of my videos are always focused on the black community, fighting for the black community, and going head to head with those who try and do anything against the black community. And like I said, this is not a video to bash black men at all. I think the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I've seen a lot of people make videos talking about this, and a lot of people who I see in the comment section, when they talk about this, they've never had experience even dating outside their race, but yet they think that if they date outside their race, their life is going to be magical. And it makes me, whenever I read certain comments, I think about that meme with the housewives. It's like my favorite meme, but they're like, who said that? Who said that?
Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Like, I used that in one of my recent videos, but I gotta use it again here. Because if you think that if you are leaving your own race of people to date outside your race and that is going to mean everything is going to be magical and sunshine, then you are sadly mistaken. No matter who you date, whatever race of man, a man is going to be a man, and you're going to have problems. My first relationship, I was very young when I met him, and I had as much issues in that relationship as my friends who only date black men. There was no difference. Now the only main difference I would say is in my current relationship, marriage was proposed, but it was something that we both, well, more so me, it just wasn't the right time, okay? Now, I've been proposed to, but I have had friends who have only dated black men who have never been proposed to, and marriage has never even been close. And then the ones who are married, well, there's one, and she's married, and she's like the head of the household, which is, there's nothing wrong with the woman being the head of the household, but the issue is I don't think she wants to be the head of the household. I think the guy is just not pulling his weight. But just on the flip side, and you can get with a white guy where you are the breadwinner and he's not pulling his weight. One thing I cannot stand is a black girl or a black guy who dates outside of their race and they bash their own race. Like, you don't see white men who date black women bashing white women. So, but you see black men who date outside of their race bashing black women. And then what like grinds my gear even more are the black men whose wives aren't even black, yet they have a lot to say about black women. It's like, if your wife is Hispanic, why are you focused on black women? If your wife is Asian, why are you focused on black women? My boyfriend is white, so why am I gonna sit here every other video throwing jabs at black men? Like, it makes no sense. There's no point to do that. So I'm talking about this because I think black girls who want to date outside their race or who wants to divest need to go in understanding that you can get a jerk no matter what race he is. Are there differences, I believe, between dating outside your race? I think because, you know, when something is different, you want to know so much about it, you want to get so much information on it, you're so intrigued by it. It's like when you start a new relationship, it's so intriguing, it's so, you get like that rush, you want to know everything about it. And I think it can be intensified when you date outside your race, because not only is it a new person, but it's a completely different race of person who maybe grew up completely different than you, and so it can be a lot more intense. But with all things, there's pros and negatives to everything. If you date a white guy, there's going to be pros and negatives. If you date an Asian guy, there's going to be pros and negatives. If you date within your own race, there's going to be issues there, such as black women are the least out of Hispanic, white, Asian. We're at the bottom when it comes to marriage. I don't think black women need to wait around until they're 50 to get married because they were waiting on their perfect black man. If you find a black man and you all have a beautiful marriage, perfect. But for someone to sit there and tell you that you need to, you're like against your race if you want to get married and you aren't gonna wait, and you find somebody outside your race and marriage is there in front of you and you like the person, like, just, it has nothing to do with race, you're attracted to that person because they're attractive, you have good energy, you have good chemistry, and you like them, why not? So I am here, my channel, I'm here for black people because, like I said, I have black nephews, and if I'm gonna protect black people, my nephews are going to be protected first, and since they're black men, I am here to protect all black people. But I'm also here to very, very much so focus on black women, helping black women improve their resumes, helping black women improve their credit, helping you in job interviews, helping you in your dating life, talking about femininity and being a woman, and you know, submissiveness is okay if you like traditional, if you don't like traditional, like just living in your truth and being who you want to be, and not letting the internet tell you what's okay or making you feel bad because you are pro-black or woke or whatever, but you're dating outside your race. Because little do you know, a lot of the, well, maybe I shouldn't use the word a lot, but some of our most popular black figures on YouTube who speak for the black community aren't married to black women. So it's okay to stick up for black people, and also have your dating life be something completely different. Now, if you are, I just want to say this before I go, because I'm going to dig more into this in other videos. If you're going to be dating outside your race, you need to make sure you're dating someone who is like, you know how they have this saying that when there's a black gang, if there's one white person in that gang, they're going to be like the toughest in the gang because they're really trying to prove themselves. Well, the same comes to dating outside your race. If you are a girl who is fighting for your race, fighting for your people, you love your people, then that person you're dating needs to be on the front lines before you. Like, they need to be shouting Black Lives Matter louder than you. They need to be the ones who would have gotten on that Montgomery bus boycott with you. They would have needed to be the ones, you remember when during civil rights, when they were trying to register black people to vote, and then it was black people and white people being killed on the bus? Well, your white guy should have been one of the white guys on that bus, because he's fighting hard for you, because he may not understand what you go through, but he knows that you go through it, and he's there fighting for you as well. And if you are going to, now this is where the divestment part comes in. If you're going to be dating outside your race, then that white guy can help you just like anyone you marry. A marriage is a mutual thing, and if he can help you in ways that just by him being white, why not? Such as when it comes to getting a home loan at a better interest rate. We can't ignore where we live in the system we live in America. There was a story about a black woman and a white guy, and they were having their house appraised. And when she was there, the appraiser came, appraised the house, and she's like, something's wrong with this appraisal. So she had someone else come again. They appraised it low. So she was like, you know what? I'm gonna take down all of my pictures, all of my kids' pictures, leave out my husband like he's a single white man. Appraiser came, appraised the house where it should have been. Now, this is disgusting. It's wrong. It's horrible. It's the racist America that we live in. But if your husband can make sure your house gets appraised at the right value, okay. If he can make sure you get that business loan, okay. So yeah, use your partner. I don't even like using the word using. What's a better word? Use to a benefit. I'm gonna keep the word use. Use to a benefit what comes with dating the person you're dating. If you're dating a black guy, it's gonna be amazing that you two can like share similarities and stories when it comes to being black. You're gonna have that same vibe. Your families are gonna have that same vibe. You're just gonna fit right in naturally with a black person. You're gonna be able to vibe to certain things with a black person that you maybe not with a white person, and that is a benefit. And if there's certain benefits that come to divesting outside of your race, then go ahead and just divest on. Like, don't let anyone tell you any different. Men divest in a different way. They divest on looks. Women, especially feminine women who like alpha males, they divest by having a man be able to lead and take care. While women, please always make your own money. Please make sure your credit is good. And men, they divest by looks. They go for a certain look. Men like women who look good. Like, let's not act like they don't go for a certain thing. So when they try and bash women for looking for a certain thing when they look for a certain thing, that I don't agree with at all. Now, I am a bit of a hypocrite because I did outside my race, but when it comes to my nephews, I am very hesitant about them dating white women, and that's only because I know the history of black males and the intense situations that have happened with white women and black men. There's so many intense situations. I mean, there's intense situations all around, but that is a very delicate thread that I just don't want them to walk a line on. But I'm okay being that hypocrite. That's my nephews, and I'm allowed to be protective of them in whatever way I want to. So I want to do more on this. I just wanted to do a video to touch on it a little bit. I want to talk about my experiences dating. There's women writing, I hear books about how to get a white guy, and girls, you don't need a book. Like I'll do a video, like I'll tell you boom, 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 and it's really honestly nothing. There's nothing you need to buy. So if you like this video, if you're a black woman and you like what I said, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm going to try and do more videos about this subject. It was really, I had to like think hard, like, do I want to do this kind of video? Because all of my videos are very much protecting the black community. And this, people can look at you sideways when you talk about dating outside your race, but I want to make sure black girls who are there for their community don't feel bad about it. So I wanted to put myself out there, and make sure if you are able to, I want to do a bit of crowdfunding campaign for the next 30 days where I promote my Patreon. I want to grow my channel and make it more professional as I can get it. I'm gonna do videos like this where it's more chill, but when I do my news stories, I definitely want them to be a lot more newsworthy, and you know, I just want the whole graphics and everything. So if I have a Patreon and I'm able to grow it and get people to join that will help my channel immensely. I'm gonna leave that information below, and of course I will see you all in my next video. Thank you.